From Drop Biscuit Studios and the people who brought you Wondery's Inside Jaws, Inside The Exorcist, and Inside Psycho comes You Talking to Me? Bite-sized Hollywood history with plenty of bite. 1999, the year the Sopranos reinvented TV. This is You Talking to Me? I'm Mark Ramsey. The creator of The Sopranos, David Chase, always wanted to work in the movies, not TV. He finished Stanford back in 1971 and moved to LA, just another starry-eyed kid who yearned for a piece of Hollywood's dream factory. His beginnings were not auspicious. The only movie writing work he could find was in softcore porn films, and guess what? Those are not famous for their writing. Fortunately, he knew people who knew people and met people who needed people. And that led to writing gigs on shows like Kolchak the Night Stalker and The Rockford Files. Granted, it was TV, not movies, but it was money, and he could pay his dues and learn his craft. And learn it, he did. In the 90s, now firmly established as a TV guy, Chase got a chance to executive produce Northern Exposure. He hesitated, but as he put it, Universal came to me and they offered me a lot of money, more than I'd ever made, and I said, okay. All that time, David Chase was obsessed, but not with Northern Exposure. He was in love with gangster stories. As a kid, he'd watch The Untouchables with his dad over and over. He'd read mob stories and they would thrill him. Mario Puzo's novel The Godfather appeared while Chase was at Stanford. I was just ready for that book, he said. So while he was toiling away on Northern Exposure, David Chase wrote a pilot for a show he called The Sopranos. He was convinced it would never get made. And when it didn't, he thought, at least he'd have a fine calling card for features. TV, the storytelling, it's too simple, too uninspiring, too lowest common denominator. Where's the challenge? Where's the cinema? Where's the humanly complex and mystifying? Well, the show was pitched to Fox, and they passed. In fact, none of the networks would touch it. Too much violence, language, nudity. In fact, it's just too dark, too ambiguous, too real. Chase's people learned that HBO was looking for new shows. The HBO that was known as Home Box Office and had virtually no shows, just movies, sports, and specials. Nevertheless, off went the pilot to The Sopranos. Well, HBO chief Chris Albrecht had never read anything like it before. As he said, the quality of the writing just jumped off the page. HBO bit, and the rest is history. Indeed, David Chase, the man who wanted to get from TV to movies, had brought the quality and scope and richness of movies to TV. And TV would never be the same. 6 Feet Under would debut 2 years later, and then The Wire, Big Love, Angels in America, Mad Men, House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, Succession, all were possible because David Chase decided that TV should be better. Now, 20 years later, The Sopranos is still a hit. Thanks to streaming, a new generation has rediscovered the grandfather of all great TV drama. About The Sopranos, the New York Times wrote, "It just may be the greatest work of American popular culture in the last quarter century." Esquire chimed in, "It made TV grow up." Today, there is no more TV. Now there's just stuff to watch everywhere. And the best of it is inspired by that show about the mobster, his family, and his shrink. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you're listening right now, and give us a 5-star rating. That's You Talking to Me. I'm Mark Ramsey.